Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first The North Meet the South episode live chat show with Michelle and Sandra. And we're just waiting to get Sandra in the room and a few more people so we can have this discussion about the crisis in El Paso and in Dayton, Ohio. This past week, as you guys know, there were two mass shootings in which several people lost their lives and several people were wounded and injured, and a lot of them are still in the hospital at this point. So the first thing I would like to do tonight is to let those people know, those family members and friends that are suffering, that from the Age Graceful channel and from the soulfoodqueen.net channel, that you have our deepest sympathies, and we are praying with you and we stand behind you in your efforts to uh, come to a solution whereby these killings will stop. Excuse me for one moment. I'm just going to put my mic on mute while I take a call. All right, I apologize for that. That was my son, and I take all family calls at this point, especially after what I've been through with my dad. So I am back, and hello, Kamisha Reviews. How are you this evening? If you're still here in the room, hello, Soul Food Queen. Soul Food Queen is my co-host. How are you? Yep, Sandra, we're gonna need to give this a few minutes, and I don't know, I didn't check to see, by this being a new application for me in terms of like the notifications. You're great. All right, Sandra. Did you check your email? Let Let me know if you got the invitation. Mine is probably in the box. Hey, Lockheed Boss Lady. Hi, Mamas. That was my other channel. I know, baby. How you doing today? I don't know why I'm talking loud. I must be tired. I just got home from the well, it's a nursing facility. Visiting my dad. Um, he's been there for almost a week now. This is yours.
You try to let the front door open so I come to the front.
Oh, okay, that's fine. You gonna get you a bowl to put some French fries in? I'm sorry, we hungry over here. You're great, Lockheed. That's good. So glad to see you. What's been going on? Bandit, didn't nobody touch you.
You wanna come outside, baby? Come on.
He might. Go on outside,
Come on.
Bandit. Go ahead. Um, what's been going on in your part of the YouTube world? Oh, thank you, baby. Yep, it's rough. I oh boy, I tell you. I've been taking care of my dad since May, but that's okay. Hey, Prime and Carter, how are you? Welcome to the stream. But most recently on this last admission, I was afraid we were going to lose him. He was on life support. And the longer you're on life support, hey, Mrs. Queen Bee, welcome to the stream. Hey, MK Bites, how are you? The longer you're on life support, the harder it is to get you off. And thank goodness he had only had to be on for a day when he started, back breathing more on his own. Oh boy, yep, hit the like button. Thank you, Lockheed. So he's making progress day by day, and he's always worried about what's my address now. I'm like, your address didn't change. You just here for rehab. You're good, MK. It's good to see you. You just shared the live. Thank you, Lockheed. I appreciate it. I'm doing pretty good. A little tired, MK, but it is what it is because we got to do what we got to do for our people. My dad took care of me, and so it's my turn to take care of him. Hey, Metro Sonic, how are you? Welcome to the stream. It's so good to see all of you. And Sandra, I don't know if you were in the room, but from my channel and your channel, I did go ahead and give the families and friends in both El Paso and Dayton our deepest sympathies and condolences for what they're going through. And this is something new Sandra and I are trying. Sandra, she really stuck with me. When I was sick this past winter, she would call me and check on me. And we have really bonded over the past few months. And some of the conversations we have, it's like, you know what, Sandra? A lot of this stuff we need to be talking about in real time and putting it on our channels. And that's what I decided, that we should do. And yeah, so tonight's topic, of course, is the crisis in El Paso and in Dayton, Ohio. And we just wanted to come together with you guys and kind of like get an idea how you're feeling about what's going on. What would you do differently in terms of like gun control, both handguns and automatic guns? How do people really feel about that? Metro says it's good to see a lot of familiar faces. Hope you are doing well. I am, baby. Yep, it is good to see a lot of familiar faces. I agree. I agree. Yep. So that's the topic for tonight. Um is about what's going on in El Paso and in Dayton, Ohio. I know one of the rappers, Khalid, he's planning to put on a charity concert towards the end of the month, and then all the proceeds are going to be donated to the families in Dayton, Ohio. Was it Dayton or no, El Paso? All the proceeds will be donated to the families in Dayton, in El Paso. So that's where he's going to do his concert. I haven't heard of any one wanting to do something in Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio is not that far from Michigan. And at one time, I did have family members on my grandfather's side. It was his uncles, to be exact, that lived in Dayton. So I have been to Dayton, but not since I was like under 10 years old. So we talking over 50 years ago. And I just remember Dayton being a real serene place. And I remember them talking about you got to be careful coming out of Michigan and driving in Ohio because the state troopers in Ohio didn't mess around when it came to like pulling you over and giving you a ticket. I do remember that, sitting in the back seat as a child going to Dayton. I don't know how Dayton is now. Um, and the population and Dayton, is it similar to Detroit, which I think it is very similar to Detroit, but it's been a long time since I've been there, so I wouldn't want to speak on it too much. Metro says prayers to the fallen. Metro says hey at MK. MK Bite says hey at Metro Sonic. Metro Sonic says hey hey with a smiley face. And excuse me for one moment, I'm going to get a knife and cut my sandwich. I'm just going to reach across and get a sharp knife. But Sandra, did you get your email? If you can let me know if you got your email, because I would like to add you to this stream. Okay, I got my knife. This is a talk show mukbang, I tell you. Metro says it was awful what I have heard on the news. Prime time violence, even the hatred, it's getting really annoying. Yep, I would agree with that. Now, this is Sandra on the phone. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Hello? Okay, hold on for 1 minute. I should have got a notification that you're there so I can add you. Invite a guest. Okay, I've already invited you. So I have that part open, but I don't I'm sorry. No, did you click on the email? Say that one more time. Okay, so since I've never done that part, I would just tell you to just do what it says. What did I tell you? Okay, there you are right there. That's all you had to do. Okay, now I'm gonna add you to the string.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Now this is better than being on the phone. I see you, baby. Hey, Sandra Vaughn.
Hey, Michelle. Hey, I didn't know I was gonna be on TV tonight.
I did a surprise for Sandra. Hello, Mrs. Newton's Big Family and Big Noise. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Metro also says crazy police brutality. I completely agree. Yep. So this is what Sandra and I decided would be our very first topic, just to see or get a feel for what people were feeling about what's going on about gun control and, getting guns. Should there be stricter gun laws, background checks? I think today uh, Trump did say for the first time that he would agree with having stricter gun laws for the very first time. I forgot a paper towel. Hold on.
I feel like there should be a strict of gun law on people who's have been in jail, who've been in trouble, who had a bad childhood, who cuss people out and do all kind of malice of evil and get have high what you call that? They give you anger management. People like that shouldn't have no guns, but people like me who's single and live alone and should have a right to have a gun because you don't know who can break in and ravish your body or whatever.
And you done took this to a whole nother level.
So I feel like gun laws should have a restriction on certain people who they should rent. I mean, buy guns. Now, Walmart. When I worked at Walmart, anybody and their mama can go in there and get a gun.
hmm And I did notice that,
All you have to do is have an ID work and a cash to pay for it. So,
yeah,
yeah.
I did notice that people lately that have been in the news when it's been a mass shooting like this, some people did purchase their guns at Walmart.
Yeah, but I think Walmart gonna get stricter now on letting people who get guns. Cause when I used to check someone out, we had to make sure that they was of age and they had wait 2 or 3 weeks before you be able to get a gun. I don't know if they still have that law. They have to wait 2 or 3 weeks in order to get the gun.
I think what it is all the laws are different state by state. And I think what most people are calling for is something that is more federal,
Well,
coming from the top, from the lawmakers, something more federal that goes across the board.
let
But
me say
then you
something.
have, what's that? It's the the Gun Association National. I can't call it. I'm sorry. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Uh, the NRA, National Rifle Association. Um, they pay a lot of money in terms of like backing senators when it's time for them to be voted into office so that they can keep the rules, you know, not as strict as they should be. What am I eating? I got some fries. Well, actually, it's a new Coney Island in my area, and this is a Western burger, and it's a deluxe because it comes with fries. But the Western burger has grilled onions, cheese, and grilled peppers. and a little mayo. And what is this? Red onions? Yeah, red onions, Spanish onions, and peppers. So it's kind of like a Philly cheesesteak type of a burger, but in the form of a patty. And I'm going to cut it in half because this is too much for me to eat. Half might be too much. Since my dad has been sick, I don't eat as regular as I should, and I think I've lost like 12 pounds since May. I mean, I could afford to lose a little bit of weight, but I don't think that was like a healthy way to do it. And so Sandra, she like fusses at me all the time about eating. You know what? This is two patties. This is too much. Oh my God. Look, it's a double patty, and I'm dropping the onions. Where's my?
Becca, you online?
Yep. But this looks pretty good, huh? Let me get it
Hello.
back on the camera. There we go.
You on my phone? Hold on, first.
Two patties.
Michelle, can you hear my niece?
Yes, I hear her.
Okay, we're gonna start talking about the gun law. What did they come up with me with the gun law?
Nothing. They still the same.
And what is it?
Everybody have a right to get a gun. Level two, without needing background checks or regulations.
See, that's what I just got through saying. I think they should have a background check on someone who got like a anger management program. Those who has a criminal record, and those who love to have a gun just to have one.
Now, Sandra, I apologize. Who is the caller again? I apologize.
This is Rebecca.
Rebecca?
For those who have mental problems should not be able to just go in and get a gun. As you can see, what happened in El Paso again in Dayton, Ohio, because the guy in Dayton, Ohio already had some type of mental issues going on with him in high school, where he was kicked out because he had a hit list. He had a hit list of guys he wanted to shoot and girls he wanted to rape. So they knew he had some type of problem way back then. Fast forward to now, he done killed people and ended up.
Okay, that clarify what I said. If you have an anger management program, I mean a problem, and if you had problems in high school,
Anger, but some people have anger. People have anger issues all the time and don't go out and shoot people.
but
But if you are unstable, you have an unstable mind, just like the guy, I can't even see his name because it's hard to say, but the one who was sentenced the other day, who was sending all those pipe bombs to all those different reporters from news organizations and Democratic congressmen, his defense was Trump stated it was an issue and he acted on it. His attorney stated that he was unable to differentiate between when to act and when not to act. All of it just blended together because Trump stood at that at that podium and spewed the information he kept spewing. So he took it little and he acted little.
well, you got it right there. Do you hear her, Michelle? Do y'all hear her?
Yep, I hear. I just want to take a quick moment and
Go ahead.
welcome Flawed to Perfection to the chat and Charlene to the chat. Welcome. Charlene is saying some people have problems you can't blame on other people. Flawed to Perfection says, hello, Miss Sarah, and chatters. Metro says, hey, at Charlene. Charlene says, sorry if people are going to shit talk President Trump, I will leave.
We're not going to
Well,
talk about him.
Charlene, hey D, how you doing, baby? Okay, let me say this. Let me get this out the way first. It's not that people are going to talk about him. This is an open format, Charlene. Well, people can say how they feel as long as it's done in a respectful way. And you and I have been around each other since day one with each other's channels. And I would never purposely do something that would make somebody feel uncomfortable. So it's not that people are trash talking the president.
No,
They're
we're not.
saying how they feel while being respectful. And you can say how you feel as well, Charlene. So don't take it like that, okay? D, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream where we're talking North meets South and how people feel about the crisis in El Paso and Dayton. Did Rebecca have anything else to say, Sandra?
Do you have anything else? What you got to say, Beth? Girl, that's the first time I heard say you ain't got nothing to say.
Okay, Charlene. Charlene is saying, I have respect for you, but the caller, there's things that people don't know. What we're going to do, Charlene, at some point, we have a call-in number, and you'll be able to tell the people the things that they might not know. We're going to give you an opportunity as well.
Hold on, Beth. Hold on. Okay. So
And
we're going
D
to start.
says, everyone has opinions. I wish the world would not get upset over words. Exactly, D, exactly. Because everybody does have opinions, and that's what this format is
this
about.
is what my opinion is. When you're wrong, you're wrong. When you're right, you're right. So we don't have nothing
Like,
the president at all because the president has his way of doing the things he wants to. But just picture this, Charlene. The whole world know about his activities, and the whole world got to complain about it. So what we should do is pray. The Bible said pray for our leaders. So we need to start praying for him to do better in what he is doing. He has a point to get out and just go haul wild and say what he wants to say because he's the president. But you have to understand it's respect and criticism and racism is involved. He can't be doing all that kind of stuff. And we need to not hold him up for the wrong he do. We need to pray for him to do the right thing. I'm not against anybody doing anything wrong, and I'm not against anybody doing anything right. But when it affects people with racism and criticism, I have something to say about that. Period.
Charlene says, I'm mixed blood of Native American and Black, but I see past the news BS. D says, now that's correct, Sandra, about, praying for him to like do better and do better by everybody.
Because see, the
All
Bible
involved.
now the Bible tells us this. But see, my niece and my sisters, they follow them every day, 24/7. And they know every move you make and what you say. They know
I don't follow 24/7. You can't give me reason to follow him.
okay, okay, okay. He makes you have a reason to follow him. That's all I can say. He makes you have a reason to check it.
When Obama started out, I was on board until it was the way he said that a woman, it was the way he said a woman, like, even a woman is up here, but he did, it was his tonality when he said it, and it just turned me off. So I couldn't even vote for him. Sorry, I didn't vote for him. So, but I never thought I had to continue to watch to see which direction something's going to come that could hurt me. I just turned the TV off and didn't have to bother to watch it. So I just see none of it. But this one here, the one in the White House now, you can't afford to do that. You cannot afford to not pay attention to what he says. Not paying attention will get you harmed, hurt, criticized. Tell me if I'm lying.
Yeah. I have friends that say I don't watch the news. I say, you know what? I watch the news, especially living in Detroit, because it might be something happening right next door to me. So you can't like totally block out what's going around you. You know, it's not smart to do that. You might not like it, but you need to be informed.
Yeah, you need to be informed. You need to be informed. And when someone get up there and talking raggedy, and then the other countries gonna make a criticism like everybody in the everybody in the White House has a mental problem. That's affect us. That makes we mental because
I understand what you're saying.
that's what
Now,
they say.
it's possible Trump could be just doing this because he's a showman. We all know that. He is a showman. And it could just be entertainment towards himself. But he don't realize the danger it causes. And it could just be entertainment for him. He may not even mean for any of this to happen.
Well,
He should own up to his words. He should own up that he just don't represent the red America. He represents blue and red America. He's supposed to represent purple America. That's red and blue together. And he's not doing it. For some strange reason, he chooses not to.
okay. So what we should do now is this: we should watch and listen and see what's going on until the next election. That's what we should do.
Now, Sandra, you had shared an audio clip with me. Do you want to play that audio clip now that you shared with me?
Yes, I can. I can do that.
Okay.
Are we ready? What direction we going in now?
Well, for you to play that audio clip, and then we can kind of reflect on how people feel about what was said in that audio clip that you have.
Okay. Hold on, Jeff. Let me see if you're on.
Flawed to Perfection and Charlene are bringing up points, as well as D.
Everybody
D
should have.
says, I watch the news. We need to stay informed with all that's going on. Charlene says, do people see how people are allowed to stay in their office longer than any president and they play people for a fool? Metro says, especially grabbing women inappropriately, that's uncalled for. That's true, but that's a whole nother topic. Metro, and that'll take it in a whole different direction. Flawed
What?
to Perfection says, Charlene, a lot of them pay to keep their seat and don't want change. And that's the point I brought up with the NRA. They pay a lot of money to those senators for their election when they get ready to run. And so they keep their seats so they can have things swayed or to go in the direction that they want it to go. Um, and Charlene says at Metro that was Clinton.
Okay, y'all jump from Clinton to here.
Yeah,
Y'all jump from here
right
to
now I think it's like,
Clinton. That's the worst
you know,
thing to do.
right now it's like, well, Trump did this and somebody else did that, and it's really supposed to be about what's going on in El Paso and what's going on in Dayton right now,
That's what we're
and
talking
what
about.
we can do as people who pay taxes to change some of the gun laws so that this stuff doesn't keep happening. And I think about it all the time. When is change going to occur? When the presidents own children or grandchildren go to school and then they have to lock down their schools? Is that when it's going to change? And I'm not saying I want to see anything happen to anybody, but sometimes people don't realize what's going on until it happens to them. You feel me?
Yeah, that's true. And that's around about with us now. We feel the wrath, what's going on, and these people are blaming him for this problem that we're having. I'm not gonna say this. That's what people are blaming. They're blaming
Hmm.
Trump for the problem that's going on.
He didn't go out and pull the trigger, but
They
it's some
point fingers
things
at him.
that he allowed to
They
grow,
they they,
um,
they point fingers at
that
him.
made people feel emboldened to go out and do this.
Okay, let me play the clip. So y'all ready to stop talking about him, and y'all ready to start talking about what we could do with these
Yeah,
old?
go ahead and play. Go ahead and play the audio clip, Sandra. We got a small audio clip Sandra has, so she's gonna play that, and then we'll kind of
I'm
get
not
some
the
feedback.
you got to hang up, sweet baby. I'll call you right back.
I want this to go viral. But make sure that this is on every news station because my cousins did not deserve to lose their life. They had children, hardworking people. All they was doing was enjoying the night on the town, and they're dead. Never to come home again, never to see their family again. They're gone. And I want the president to hear this. Donald Trump, I want you to hear this. You need to be here right now. You need to.
Okay, that's the clip right there, y'all.
Okay, and that clip is in response to Donald Trump saying that he was going to go into Dayton, which he did. They didn't want him to come because they felt like it wasn't a good time for him to come to Dayton right now. Um, and they were afraid more rioting and things like that would occur if he showed up in Dayton.
18821.
See, that's what I'm saying. They blaming him for this situation, and okay, in El Paso, that was Hispanic people, and they say that he's not with the brown people or the black people. So,
Well, they consider all of us brown,
so
even Filipino,
You have reached the voice.
Latin. You know what, Sandra? We'll have Rebecca call in on the call-in number. I'm gonna post that in a little bit and have her call in, and then that'll be more fair to everybody else that's in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, so Charlene says, well, first Metro says, I agree with your theory at age graceful. Charlene says President Trump has gone to both Texas and Ohio. Okay, I didn't know he had went to Texas already. Um Metro also says definitely Sandra. Flawed to Perfection says everything is always a secret to people, but we are the ones who have to pay for whatever comes at us. A lot of things can be prevented, but it want they want it to carry out. You know what? You might have a point there. Hey D, how are you? D Armstrong, 'cause we got two D's here. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Grandma Gma D says agreed with flawed, and Charlene says I have lived in Texas. My sons are law enforcement in Texas. Some people there aren't there. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Charlene. Hey, the poetic wordsmith, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Hey, what's good? Have a blessed evening. Love will always trump hate and make America great again. Okay, I feel you. That's the poetic
You
wordsmith.
know,
He can't. No one can put any better.
this is what I
Hey,
can't
Betty
understand.
White, how are you today?
This,
Welcome to the stream.
this is what I can't understand. When was America right again? When was it good? I mean, was it when we came over here and made the buildings and cleaned the house and stuff like that to make America great again?
Great again.
What is he talking about?
I don't know if that question was ever answered, Sandra.
I
I
don't
really
think it
don't
was.
know.
I don't think the question was ever answered. And that stepping on people's toes when you said, let's make something great again. And then, you acting like this. You want America to be great again. Great again in what aspect? What do you want us to be great again with what?
I
Great
don't know. We would have to go back
job.
um, to the time prior to Trump running for president when they made that catchphrase and see exactly what he meant by that. I have no idea. And some people do feel a certain way about that. Do you want to go back to like slavery time? Do you want to go back to the time before we were allowed to vote? It's like people do really wonder what he meant by that. Flawed to Perfection says, and that's the problem. We won't know when or where he went, be it not televised, because it's not televised. For someone who loves the limelight, it should be all over the news. I think they do that maybe like for security reasons, because that's why I say I missed it, him going to Texas. I don't even know what happened. Charlene says some people in Texas have mental problems. Betty White says we carry only to protect. Exactly. The poetic wordsmith says it's systematic racism trying to bring back Jim Crow and apartheid. And see, that's what a lot of people were saying.
That's what everybody was thinking when you said bring back America back where it was.
Right.
Certain people to do certain things, certain privileges for certain people. That is exactly what that means. And I didn't want to bring it down to this level, but that's what bringing Black America back
Make
means.
Yeah, make America great again.
Yeah, make America
Yeah.
great again because you're gonna do these type of people over here, and these type of people do this, and these type of people stay back. These type of people are not welcome to come in. That's what that is.
Betty White says if the government takes our guns, we are sitting ducks. And I'm not saying that everybody's gun should be taken. I think what they probably need to do is for like just a few weeks, stop all sales in every state, take a look at, and they got the FBI to do this. The FBI can do it. They can go and they can run a background check of all the applications that have just been put into the system to see if it's anything there, especially in this time. I would like to know within the past 3 years what type of people have applied for gun permits
Well,
and for the
yeah,
purchase of guns.
there is not. You cannot control guns because they got guns already bought.
No, that's what I'm saying, but I'm saying stop for
So
right now.
you can't stop it
Put
because
a
you
halt. Put a
don't
halt. Just
have
like they put a halt, like say for instance, Detroit had race riots, right? I was a little girl when that happened, and they put a stop to us walking around in the street past a certain time, and that lasted for a week. So they can't tell me that they can't put a stop to the sale of guns for a week or two. Look at the applications that's already in process right now in this time period.
People are scared.
How many
People
crazies
are
out
scared.
there they letting slip
People
past?
are scared.
And
People
the
are
rest
scared.
of them, I don't know what's going to happen with that. But right now, in this time period, this is the time to like rein it in some kind of way. It might not be the best process, but tell me what you can do. That's what I want to know. What can you do? What can you do?
What she said? What you said?
Charlene says, do you see how many people walk free while Red's life isn't like what the rest of the people have? Who is Red, Charlene? The wordsmith says, I have to go. Beautiful evening. Be encouraged. Thank you so much for stopping by. Charlene says they don't sell without checking the background. You got a lot of private sales going on too. Betty says we already have gun laws. Our crazy MO is going to follow the laws anyway. And you're right. You are absolutely right about that. That's why I said, because you got all of these up under the table sales going on.
Yeah,
You know,
because you can buy a gun before you can buy food. You can buy a gun before you can buy food. You can,
and it's crazy. So obviously, just from us talking, and it's not that many of us in the chat, we all have varying opinions. Some of us agree to a certain extent about certain things, and that's where it is too. If we are doing this, then you can imagine what the lawmakers are doing behind closed doors when it comes to these issues. Gima D says some guns are illegally bought. Yeah. Flawed to Perfection says applications mean nothing. Anyone can play sane. But
right.
the application is one thing, but the background check, what's going to happen in the background check? You know, they might not be able to catch everything, but they can catch if you've been in a psychiatric hospital before.
Michelle, I could buy a gun for you.
Yeah, I understand that.
You know, so it's easy to get a gun. That is the American way. That's the American way to own a gun. You're supposed to have a gun to protect yourself.
No, that's not what the founding fathers meant.
What they meant then?
Look at the time period. Look at the time period when they said right to bear arms. Look at the time period.
Well, what year was that?
What was happening for them to make that assumption that you have the right to bear arms? Just go back and research it. Because a lot of people are not going to take what you say and fast value until they go and look themselves. And they have a realization at that moment. They will realize that in that moment, it's not what people have been saying out of their mouth all this time to make them side to and make them side again. You will come to your own conclusion when you go and look at that time period and what reasons the founding fathers stated you have a right to bear arms. Go and look.
Well, we're supposed to have a right. When did they? Okay, when was the last time? Okay, what was the last time they wrote the amendment? What was the last time they wrote the amendment to bear weapons? What year was that?
Oh my goodness, ma'am. The Constitution.
Okay, that's why I said it's right to have one. It's right to have a gun.
Look at when the Constitution was made, and that amendment was made that you have the right to bear arms. Go look and see what time period that was. Look at that time period.
Well, can you research it for us?
You have the right to look at the period.
Can you research that?
During that time?
Can you research that for us?
No.
Look, can you research that for us? Can you Google that? Can you Google that?
You Google it. I want you to Google with your own eyes. Do they work? Look with your own eyes.
But the whole idea is that they're not gonna take that away. You can be able to buy a gun. That's just period. They're not gonna take it away.
If you have a right to have a gun, I have a right for you not to maliciously kill me with it. Do I not have rights?
Well,
I have the right to be able to go up and down the street without you shooting me. I have a right to exist without you infringing on
Well, here in
my right.
Mississippi, if I go get a gun and put a license for a gun, I could carry it in my purse.
Crying out loud, the
I
car
could
is
I
your
could carry a
privilege
gun
as
in
a
my purse.
car, are you not?
I could get a gun.
Driving a car is a privilege. But it's against the law to drive your own car that you pay for without a seatbelt on. That should be a violation of my constitutional right if I choose to drive with a seatbelt on or not. So you regulating my safety in a car, but you can't regulate my safety with a person who's mentally ill, that's textbook in the sun and shooting just because someone spoke words. Do you understand that?
Okay, we're gonna move right on. Okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna move
I
right on.
understand what I understand what
I
she's
understand
saying.
what you're saying. I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying, but the whole idea is that gun law is not gonna be changed in this period.
Why is it, it's 2019? We should be exploring space. Why are we still fighting? It's the only God. It's not like we can pick up and go find another planet and move to it. We're killing ourselves. We're tearing up everything. We don't want to exist equally. I don't understand it. If someone can explain to me why one being has to always supersede the other being. We can't exist without each other. Can we? We cannot exist without each other. We need each other to survive. And once we wrap our heads around that, the ones who like to cause trouble, the ones who like to take lives, the ones who like to go and take something out of people who don't work their hard, earn money to buy things they like to take, the ones who like to rape, the ones who like to just bully and beat up. We don't have any else place to go. We have to exist here. We have to exist here now. It's 2019. Our resources are running out. We're supposed to be looking at green alternatives. They fight against that. Gas money, the gas companies can't make money if you go green, which is so crazy because if they just wrap their head around, they gonna create the green things that we need and just charge some type of money for it. So we can still exist with the resources we need for energy. They can still make a killing. But no, they want to sit back on the airplane and kick back with a big cigar in their mouth. Explain that to me, because I don't understand it.
Hey Pam, welcome to the stream.
Okay, what we're gonna say right now is about how these people are going through all this turmoil of losing their family members.
You're going to be saying that today. You're going to
And
be
this
saying that
happens
tomorrow.
all the
The
time.
only difference
Hey
between
Pam, how you
other
doing?
countries is other countries don't have mass shootings as massive as ours because they have a regulation on their guns. Can't blame Hollywood. Can't blame video games because there are some countries who play video games far more than we do. The sales proves it. And the next country, okay, we have 250 mass shooters in 2019 alone right now. Guess how many the next country, the biggest country that has the next mass amount of shootings? Just guess. It's Mexico. And guess how many they have? 3. Don't get quiet. I'm just making statements.
Well, we just wait for somebody else to talk. And you got somebody else to talk?
Well, remember, Sandra, I said that we were going to let you hang up your phone so I can put the call-in number in
Yeah,
so
put the
other
phone
people
number.
can have a chance to talk.
She gonna put the phone. She gonna put her number in so you can do the call number in there. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to put in a call-in number.
Let me get the call-in number. Hold on. Let me get you the call. Let me get you the call-in number. She gonna get a call-in number so you can call in.
I'm gonna type it in the chat, Sandra.
Yeah, cause she gonna have everybody to talk on her end, and you gonna be on the end with them when someone get through talking. Then you can make a statement when they get through talking.
Yep. Let somebody else have a chance first, okay?
Okay, now go ahead and
I'll go ahead and watch TV. I'll talk to y'all later.
okay.
Rebecca did have a whole lot to add to the chat. Her opinions are very strong.
Yeah, she got some strong opinions, but still, what I was just saying earlier, it takes someone to understand how the law is, and people say laws are easy to break, rules are easy to break, laws are easy to break. So when you put something in law, they don't mean it's going to be concrete because they will break the law. The law will be broken, and that's a penalty for it, and you got to pay the penalty. So these people lost their lives. I read some on the internet where they were trying to protect their loved ones while they was losing their life, and that just touched my heart so touchy when that happened.
I was waving at Fab Five Crafts. I didn't want to interrupt you when you were
That's all right.
speaking.
You just interrupt all you want.
Betty, I just put the number into the chat. This is the call-in number and the PIN number. I'm going to activate it now.
Hello?
The call-in number is 605
Am I
313.
on the speaker or something?
No, I'm just telling you what this call-in number is.
I don't understand what y'all said. My call in number. Are you? And then you said other people to want to speak. I don't hear nobody else.
Because she just put the call-in number now. The call-in number is 605 313
I haven't activated it yet, Sandra. I'm trying to activate it.
Try to activate 605 313 5509, and the pin is 9557. So to try to activate it now so that everybody can have an opportunity to talk like you
I don't
are.
even hear anybody.
Because she ain't got it
Where the
activated
rest of the
yet.
people at?
She don't have it activated yet. So they hear you on the phone. They hear you. Be quiet so they will hear you.
Why
She,
do you have me like that?
no, it just that I just want to put that number in there so you got it. You got it? Okay, I'm gonna hang up now so you can call in when they call me, okay?
Sandra, I'm going to check the number because I've used this number before and it's saying that it's not allowed in my plan. That's crazy. I used this number before.
Really?
Yep. The last time I did a call in, I used the same number. Hello, Bajan. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Welcome to the stream. Let me just make sure I wrote it down correctly because I've used this number before. Yep, I wrote it down correctly, so I don't know what's going on. Let me try it again. And that shouldn't be happening. For some reason, it's not allowing me to go through.
Okay, Michelle, since I'm on speaker, let's use this number. You can hear them on speaker here.
Okay.
Okay, it's 601
601.
324
Uh-huh.
5580. And
And
this
is there a PIN number?
no, it's no PIN number. This is a private number, so nobody's number will be kept in this phone, and they will
Okay.
PIN number. So this is a uh, business number that you can talk back and forth. So it's
Okay.
601-324-5580. And this is a
Okay.
GoDaddy, and this is a private number that we won't be able to keep nobody's number. It won't hold anybody's number. It's just that you call and the number disappears.
Okay, so we can
Anybody
use
want
the
to call?
number that's on the screen now, and the call will go to Sandra, and then she can
Hear
put it
you.
up where everybody can hear it.
And
There is no pin. Hello, Casey, how you doing?
this is
Welcome to
confidential.
the stream.
This is confidential, and it won't pick your number up.
And she's saying that it will not pick your number up if you want to call in.
It's confidential.
I don't know if Betty is still here. She had asked about it. Well, Sandra, I guess if somebody wants to call in, they can. But I think that we've had a pretty good back and forth, and emotions were really high. And I know Charlene, she does get upset easily by certain things. And she did say that she might leave so she could relax a little bit. But
A lot of people get upset.
yeah, I think that Charlene is one of the true Trump supporters. She's a very true Trump supporter. And that's why she was getting upset. Thank you, Flawed. I appreciate that.
It's nothing wrong with supporting the president. There's
Yeah,
nothing
but the thing about it is that she has to be fair. She didn't want anybody to say anything about him. And that's not what this chat show was about. This was an open format where people could actually say how they felt and express their own opinions, just like she did. She said that she didn't, want anybody to talk bad about Trump. Well, you can't say you don't want anybody to talk bad about Trump, just like you can't say things like take all the guns. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna take anything.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just giving you an example. She shouldn't have expected for people not to be upset with Trump and not to express it. That's not fair. And people, this is an open format. Everybody has the same opportunity to speak as the next person. I'm not going to tell somebody they can't say what they want to say. That's not right. I've never been like that. Fair is fair.
Well, if you can see, the office has been run different.
Say that again,
As
Sandra.
you can see, the office has been run differently, a
Yeah.
whole lot differently. And if you're not paying attention and take notice, something's wrong with you. If you don't see anything wrong, especially when those kids are down there in those cages all across the border. That's the most
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that one day too, because I can't stand that.
that is just ridiculous. I mean, you the president of the United States letting this happen, and you know this is happening all because you hate the brown. That's not fair. I mean, you live a life so people can honor you. If you live a regular life and don't care life, how people's gonna honor you? How you gonna have people to give you respect? You don't get it like that.
Nope, you don't.
You deserve it.
Especially when you lock up children. I can't stand that. It hurts, it breaks my heart when I see them with those aluminum foil blankets.
What kind of mess is that? That's horrible. That's horrible, and that's in Maine. Insane in Maine. What is it? I can't pronounce the word.
Insane, insane.
No, into Maine. That's not human.
Oh, inhumane.
Inhumane. That's
Hmm.
inhumane to do a human being like that. I don't
Yeah,
care if the human being is yellow, green, purple, white, yellow, chocolate. If they hungry, give them something to eat. Give them some water. Give them some refuge. Help them out. Don't just put them in there and talk about them like that. You know,
yeah.
that's what's wrong with America now. That's what's wrong with us. We don't care no more.
Well, in Washington, clearly everybody is for self, but I guaranteed you, come election time next year, hush, bandit, there's gonna probably be some changes. Yeah, I can't wait to see. I just hope that it's all positive changes because we can't keep going like we're going now. Not at all. Not at all. Well, Sandra, I guess no one wants to call in to that number. Before next week, I'm going to have to call that company and find out what's going on with the number on my end before we do this again. But at least the stream portion of it, I was satisfied with it. Um, and I really want to thank Rebecca for her input. And that was your niece, right, Sandra?
Yeah, that's
Okay. Yep, she has very strong opinions, but she was very well educated on what she said. Very well educated. I can tell she been reading papers and watching the news and studying up on what's going on in America. All right, so we've been on for a little bit over an hour. I want to thank everybody for coming out to our first ever North Meets the South with Michelle and Sandra. It's been a wonderful evening. I appreciate you all. I'm sorry, Sandra.
everybody gone.
Yeah, uh-huh. I mean, nobody called in, and I don't see anything in the chat where anybody is saying anything or has any questions.
Becca's on the line. Let's call her line.
I didn't hear you.
Becca, Becca.
Yes.
Okay, she called the number.
Yep, I wanted to thank you, Rebecca, for your input. I appreciate you. You are very well informed, and your opinions are very strong, just like other people. And I hope you didn't take it personal when the other lady was saying that she didn't want any trash talking about Trump. It's not how we were running this format. Everybody has equal time to say whatever it is they want to say. And it's going to be like that every week when we do this. Everybody has a right to say what they want to say as long as it's respectful. So I hope that you don't have any hard feelings for what she said about that. And we welcome you back to future chat shows. Thank you, Prime and Carter. Thank you, Flawed. Yep, I appreciate you guys. Everybody's really impassioned. So, like I said, it was just a few of us in here. So you can imagine the whole city of Dayton or the whole city of El Paso and how they might feel because it actually happened to them in their cities on their watch and on their time. I can't imagine something like that happening in Detroit. However, something did happen today. I was with my dad. We were watching the news, and a lady barricaded herself in the house with a assault rifle. I don't know what happened. She, I think, picked up the gun and waved it at her neighbor, and the neighbor called the police. And when I left my dad, they were trying to get her to come out of the house. So I'm gonna have to cut the news on once this live is over with and see what happened. And that's a prime example. Now, it didn't happen in Detroit. This happened in a suburb of Detroit called Allen Park, which is only like maybe a 20-minute drive, but it's still in the area. Now, what if that same woman had taken the gun outside, not only waved it at her neighbor, which was a woman, but waved it at her children, or even popped off a couple of rounds? And that's the conversation that we're having now. Betty says all bad states are run by Dems. Well, that's Betty's opinion. And she has a right to her opinion just like anybody else does.
She said all
states are ran by guns.
She said all bad states are run by Democrats.
Democrats.
Oh
And she has a right to her opinion. I'm not gonna say I agree with that because this is Detroit now. But she has a right to her opinion.
One seeming to fight a lot more than the other side.
Oh, I hope not, Betty. Lord, I hope not.
Betty said the KK was just. I hope not. Oh my goodness. The Democrats created the KKK.
Yeah, that's true. The Democrats did form the KKK, and it switched over in the '60s when LBJ signed the Civil Rights Act into law, and then those states that used to be Democrats automatically turned red. And for some reason, they refused to turn blue. I don't know if that's fake hatred because of the Civil Rights Act, but
I remember something like that. I remember something like that.
And that's what it is right now. And because of that,
that's what Betty said. That's a fact. Betty, I agree with you. This is a fact. And Betty just said it was, yeah, it's possible. Let's change America back to where it was.
All right, Sandra, you're going a little bit too far now. Now, what do you mean by that? Since you want to know what Trump meant about that, what you mean by that?
What I mean about that, if you look at it in a perspective place, white always dominated the black, and they want to turn that back to where it was. And if they change that law to, if they was the Democrat turned to KKK, they hated black. So that's just what it is. You look at it that way.
Betty, shut up.
They came formed in the first place
because they hated a minority. They was hated minority people. That's why they turned that way. They want certain peoples on this side, certain people on this side, and certain peoples in the back, and certain peoples in the front.
No, they after the Civil War and blacks became free, you no longer had free labor. And when you don't have free labor, somebody's gonna have to pay. So if all these free blacks needed jobs to support themselves, start getting jobs in certain areas that only have a select amount of jobs, then you're going to have a population who's not going to be working. For instance, if the blacks are willing to work cheaper than the whites, then that black is going to get that job. So the whites are not going to have the job. So they create the KKK to run them out of town, so they will be able to have the job.
Okay.
During that era. See, a lot of people don't go back and find out what contributes to what and how we got where we are. And then some people just radically took it on to the next level.
Okay. Michelle, do Mahela 55 like to say something?
Hella 55 says, good evening, ladies. Glad I made it. I almost forgot you. We appreciate you coming to the first ever The North Meets the South with Michelle and Sandra. Tonight's topic is the crisis in El Paso and in Dayton. Betty White says it's divide and conquer. And then she says sick. And Betty is back now, so Flawed, if you still here, can you put that call-in number back in for me? Because I think Betty wanted to call in to your number, Sandra. So let's find out if she still wants to call in.
You want to call in, Betty?
If she does, then you can hang up from Becca so she can call.
To call back. The number is she gonna call in?
I'll put it in the chat and then we'll give it a minute and see. What was it again?
601-324-5880.
And there's no PIN number,
And I would
right?
hear what Betty have to say. Betty, we would love to hear what you got to say.
Am I doing this wrong or something?
No, you're not doing anything wrong. We're gonna see what Betty got to say if she wanna call in. Betty gonna call in?
I'm supposed to be looking at something. Is it on YouTube going live or something like that?
No. It's we're doing some kind of program she has. I don't know what the program is.
Yeah, if she calls in, Sandra, it'll beep, you'll hear it, and then you could just switch over to call.
Is she gonna call?
I said, if she said give her about 5 minutes, and she said she'll call in.
Okay. Well, Becca, what news they heard about? What news? What happened when Donald Trump went to El Paso today?
Well, I don't actually know what happened inside the hospital because that stuff hasn't been released yet. But we know all the support, protesters and things around. He did have a select few of people on his behalf, but I don't know what happened inside the hospital when if he was accepted by the victims or not. I don't know, but he did. To be honest, if he didn't show up, he would have been ridiculed. He's gonna be ridiculed when he do show up. So it is what it is at this point. But I don't know how it was perceived by the people, the victims inside the hospital. I know in Dayton they were receptive well. They receptive well. So I don't know about El Paso yet.
El Paso is a lot of Hispanic live in El Paso. That's
82% El Paso are Hispanic. And according to them, it's probably one of the largest in a city of that size in the United States. And they have about 18 deaths a year caused by murder. They have the border pretty much well compared to the rest of the population in the United States, population in the United States, in large cities and things like that, that's relatively low. They have control of the borders. The border security is doing what they need to. The metropolis where they have the mall and the Walmart is shared by, I forget the city. I can't think of the city. Is it Juarez, Mexico? I can't remember the city. from Mexico, they come in too, they shop, they buy their things, they go on about their business. The same as El Pasoans, they come in, they shop, and they go on about their business. And they pretty much have it well controlled in that area. It's well controlled because if it wasn't controlled, I could see people right there. So when you have Trump that comes in and say they're the worst city, they're the worst border city in the United States that's ravaged by all these rapes and murders and bank robberies and things like that, and it turns them off to a point like, are you not looking at our statistics? We're nothing like the large cities we have in the United States, and we're right here on the border. People just have to go look at the facts for themselves.
I see what you talk about. I see what you talk about.
Data.
Someone said they made a big. Somebody said they made a big helium balloon of our president.
The baby Trump balloon.
Yeah.
That thing was generated in England, I guess. I think in the UK they created, and they often say, if y'all want to use it, we'll fly.
You know that's horrible.
You know, that kind of stuff we're supposed to laugh at. We're supposed to laugh at it.
But people are not laughing. We are American people, and you know this is the fact. We used to be high standards people in America. Everybody want to go to America and see the states and see how everything is run. But since everything changed in over the 4 or 5 years or 3 years, everything changed.
It's been going on for decades now.
I know, but I'm talking about the things that we used to do.
He's not the full person that created this.
I know, but I'm talking about what I'm trying to say this. We have changed tremendously in 3 years to the eyes of the people around in the world. I was online. I was online in a live chat on my website, and this guy was from Turkey, and he said, "What you gonna do about your president? Is you gonna impeach him, run him out of town, tar and feather him because he needs to be gone?" And when he said that, I said, "Well, no." He said, "Well, how you feel about it?" I said, "I have no comment." That's terrible. People in Turkey know about what's going on here in the United States more than we do. And that's not.
They're aware because
They're aware because we was upstanding. We was upstanding. We had a standard, and our standards have went from up here to down here. Our standards was up here, and it's have declined.
What standards are you talking about, Sandra?
The standards where we used to. I remember the Statue of Liberty came over here because why? Why would the Statue of Liberty came over here? Because we stood for freedom, we stood for justice for all, and then we're not doing it no more. We're not up to holding what we used to do. People is what it's the nation. You look in the Bible, they call us nations, and all the nations have declined because people show criticism and racism. And America was supposed to be like that. It was too many jobs was given to the foreigners, which we know, but those foreigners were smart. Those people were smart and brilliant. They deserve those jobs. We weren't smart and take those jobs that they was giving them people. We didn't have no education like they was. They was studying. And when they get over here and get that job, oh, they gave them the job and they give it to me. But what do you know? You don't know nothing. How can you go and get something? Oh, come on now. We ain't educated like these folks is. Now, be honest. We are not educated like these people who got these good jobs as foreign people. America have changed.
Don't focus like STEM is now becoming a big thing here in America. because we're lacking in that area compared to the rest of the world. They focus on the new technology, the new that's going to be tomorrow, while we're still holding on to things like gas and coal and oil.
They changed a lot of laws and hidden laws that we didn't know nothing about. I can't remember what it was, but I heard it last week or 2 weeks ago. And something about the bombs. President Reagan seen those nuclear bombs. What those bombs they used to call? Uh, President Reagan stopped the treaty. He made a treaty for them not to make any more bombs. Okay, is another call coming in? No. Did she call Michelle? Betty
She
White?
calling your phone.
Did she
She
call
gonna call.
it?
She said in 5 minutes. So I guess you can give her a few more minutes.
Let's give her another minute so if she calls, she will say. But look, not nuclear bomb. I guess it was a nuclear
Hey,
bomb. What you call it? The radiation stuff.
the
Pres-
A bombs.
President Reagan signed a treaty that they wouldn't make those things anymore because he saw how the radiation would tear up people and mess up people, and he saw that when he was in his presidential, when he was the president, and he signed a treaty saying that they would not make those nuclear bombs anymore. Those bombs that melt stuff, melt you up, and all that kind of stuff. And now President Trump is trying to get that back. He's trying to sign that treaty. He's trying to tear that treaty up. I don't think she's calling. Why should she have to take 5 minutes?
Well, we'll give her, till we close out.
Okay.
Maybe she hit. Hey, you didn't close this door good. I get it. I got it.
Now I'm gonna tell you something too. Now, President Bush took his time going to New Orleans to save those people in New Orleans. And he ain't the only president who's showing some racism because them people in New Orleans stayed there about 7, 8 days before they got in here.
Oh, you talking about Katrina?
Yes. Bush did not work down there and try to get those people that. So the president really is. Most of the presidents are really not looking at our color.
It's about vote. Who's gonna vote? What word can you say to gather vote? But it's just something a little different about this White House. It's something completely different about it. Something completely different. They're on a whole different scale.
Well,
Other presidents in the past.
I feel like you need to.
But don't speak in a way that's gonna cause the man to use the same words you use.
She said her husband hate this. She said, hold on, my husband hates this. Oh wow. My husband hates this, so that's why she ain't calling. Okay. Um, Michelle, you got a strong topic today.
Yes, ma'am. Well, that's what we want, right?
Well,
Strong topics that evoke
we don't want nobody to get.
feeling, emotion, but no fighting.
We don't want anybody to get upset because it's very touchy and people's are hidden. But if you know what, this is what I feel about those kids. We might have another talk about that. Those kids, we American people should get up and try to do something about that. We should we should make a screen fight about why those kids is over there with those little metal blankets. We
What you
should go
call
up there.
metal blankets? I said aluminum foil. That just breaks my heart.
Yeah, we
And
should do something about that. We should just sit on our bus and not say anything about it. We should come forth and say something about that.
yeah,
We
And
should.
we could talk about that one night. We're gonna have a topic every Wednesday that we're gonna discuss. But well, I'll talk to you a little bit later about it, Sandra, but that's a good idea. We will talk about that.
Okay.
What
Okay.
you eating?
I'm eating some ice cream with strawberry.
And I
Hey,
want to get my ice cream out the freezer. My
hey,
freezer is
Linda.
right here.
Hey, Linda, New Orleans Garner. Hey, girl.
Yes. Hey, Linda, welcome to the
I
stream.
love those. I love the things you've been doing in your garden. Your garden is fantastic, girl. I'm telling you, I'm slow on words. But those sunflower seeds you did today, I wanted them so I could smell them. Smell 'em. They look so good.
And hello to Vegas TV. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Baker TV.
Hello.
Hey, hey, Baker TV. Huh?
Okay, Sandra, I'm gonna type in the number one more time.
Okay.
It
The,
is
the number is 601. Wait a minute. 601 324 5580. This is a live screen talk. If you want to say anything about what we had just mentioned, or you want to throw something else inside the pot and let it cook, you're welcome to call this number.
you said 5580.
It's 601 324 5580. And this will not keep your number. Your number will not be stored in this number. This is a business number for checks and stuff like this. And it will not keep your number.
Again, so I can call another lady to join.
Yeah. 601 324 5580. And we're talking about the crisis that happened Monday, and it was very devastating. And they are trying to blame one particular person for doing a lot of tweeting about it, and I'm not going to mention their name because
Hey, Breezy.
hey, Breezy Nation,
I don't hear anybody else.
There you go, Betty. She wanted me to say the number one more time.
Beth, you might have to hang up because you don't call,
Okay.
and then we'll call you back. Is Breezy Nation Breezy, is you one of my subscribe? I'm subscribed to your channel.
That's my granddaughter.
Oh, I figured I knew that number was somewhere. Ask her to call in. Is she at home?
Yeah, I had asked her to moderate. Um, but I'm not sure about having moderators on this platform. I gotta do some more research. She said yes, she subscribed to you and you're subscribed to her.
Right. That's good. Have you heard Miss White?
Yeah, she's gonna call.
Okay, a lot of people hate. Why do you think a lot of people hate to talk about stuff like this, Michelle?
Say that one more time.
Why do you think people hate to talk about these situations that we have in now? Damn, it was.
Let me go back up. There it is, Betty. You didn't finish your sentence, Sandra.
I said, why do you think people want to talk about why it's so touchy for someone to mention something about what's right and what's wrong, and when someone is over the wrong, and you want to make sure they do it right, and they're not doing it right, and they blame it people, and they say, I do what I want to do because I am what I am, and you take it or leave it. I mean, that's his mentality. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. I am who I am, and I do what I want to do.
Well, that's up under normal situations, but at the end of the day, we paying the president to be in office. He's supposed to do what we want, not what he wants.
Well, it's not working 100%.
It's sure not.
It's working not even 75, 50, 10%. How do you get 10%, 5%?
Because they got too many things in place to protect him. And
Well,
that's gonna be part of it too. Part of change is coming. I see that coming down the pipeline.
well,
I see it coming down the pipeline.
well, how many, who's in the room, Michelle?
Um, I don't know who's in here right now, but we'll give Betty like 2 more minutes. If she doesn't call, then we're gonna end the stream because I gotta work tomorrow. And we were only supposed to stay on like about an hour, and we're well over an hour. We pushing 2 hours, but that's just the type of topic that it was, you know. It
Yeah,
is what it is, and as long as it's conversation and it's respectful, then I don't mind, you know, going further. I don't mind at all, but it has to be respectful, and everybody has a right to their opinion. So we wanted to hear Betty's, and we've given her opportunity. Betty's welcome to call back at any time and discuss any topic that we have going on for that particular night. We're not going to mix topics. We're not going to go back to what we talked about 2 weeks ago, you
no,
know, unless it's a topic that's similar. But each topic will be standalone.
because she might have problems trying to call
Yeah. Well,
with her
she was
husband.
saying something with her husband, so
She may,
that's their house. I can't say what go on in their house. That's
and
huh?
we're gonna pray that everything is okay with her.
Right. Yeah, that's all we can do. Cause I don't want her, you know, getting into it with her husband about anything. That's their house, and for them to, you know, figure out what they got to figure out. I'm just gonna figure out what happened over here.
Okay. Well,
All right then. So I think Soul Food Queen, aka Sandra, we're gonna call this live a quit. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I appreciate all your support, your time, and your opinion does matter, especially over here at Age Graceful
and me,
channel
and me,
and at the North meets the South. Your opinion does matter. And we both thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we'll see you the next time. You all have a good evening. Take care now. Bye.
bye, everybody. Okay, we got it.